Hello fellow Trailblazers, I hope you're having a great day so far. So today we'll be taking a look at all the standard 5-star character trials in Honkai Star Rail as of version 1.3. This is going to be my first time doing the character trials, and we're going to be taking a look at all their skills, abilities, ultimates, as well as giving you my first impressions and reactions to them. I've also tried to avoid spoilers when seeing the standard 5-star characters in Honkai Star Rail so far, both in-game and online, so this will be like a really fresh experience for me. But yeah, without further ado, let's head on over and take a look at the standard 5-star characters that we have in Honkai Star Rail so far. Okay, before we continue on, I have done 2 of the standard 5-star characters trials so far when they came out, one for Himeko and one for Bailu. Mainly because during the beginning of Star Rail, you do get to play as Himeko like during the beginning of Star Rail. And Bailu over here, I just have her completed mainly because she's like my first ever 5-star that I've gotten in Honkai Star Rail. I will be trying to give my best reactions and impressions for both Himeko and Bailu. I also think I didn't use Himeko that much during the beginning of playing Honkai Star Rail. Plus, I kind of like forgot most of what she does since Himeko was like only like during the very beginning of the game. Well, yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at the first character trial, Himeko, named Joint Forces over here. But like, yeah. Okay, so Himeko is an erudition role. After breaking an enemy's weakness, this character can deliver a follow-up attack against all enemies. And this character's technique can also increase fire damage received by enemies. Oh, I didn't know about the second part though, actually. Like, yeah, this character's technique can increase fire damage received by enemies. Well, like, I do know the first part about the follow-up attack against all enemies, like during the beginning of playing Honkai Star Rail and whatnot. Like, yeah, like the chainsaw, that kind of reminds me of like the Shine Lane ultimate from Genshin. So like, yeah. But the second part I really didn't know about. Can increase fire damage received by enemies over here. Well, yeah, Himeko kind of reminds me in the look in some sort of ways. She has Impair as her E ability, and her regular attack seems to be like her her cutting blade. Like, and ability details over here. Okay, so the basic attack deals minor final damage to a single enemy. Molten Detonation, that's her skill. Deals fire damage to a single enemy and minor fire damage to enemies adjacent to it. Okay, so that's pretty interesting, but like, yeah. So, major damage to your chosen enemy and like minor damage, you know, to the enemies around it. Heavenly Flare is its ultimate, deals fire damage to all enemies and regenerates energy if enemies are defeated. So, definitely want to use this when your enemies all like seem to be weak and defeated. Her talent is named Victory Rush, gains a charge stack when the enemy's weakness is broken. Ooh, okay. After an ally performs an attack, it fully charged, immediately performs a follow-up attack and deals fire damage to all enemies, consuming all charge stacks. And gain 1 charge stack at the start of each battle. I think that's like her technique one that was referenced during the beginning of the character trial screen. The follow-up attacks, you know, with her aerial effect. And Incomplete Combustion is the technique, creates a dimension. After entering combat with enemies in the dimension, there's a high chance to increase fire damage taken by enemies. Ooh, okay, so it can provide a bit more of like burn status damage, it seems like over here. But like, yeah, without further ado, let's go take a look at the character trial. I'm pretty sure Impair just it's mainly there for the attacking the enemies. It's not really there for buffing attacks, I believe. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at over here. Well, like, oh, actually it doesn't attack them. Like, yeah, I think it might burn them. Actually, the Impair ability, I'm not too sure, but I'm assuming so, right? Says Incomplete Combustion and like oh, I see. So the Incomplete Combustion is like her E ability, in which it like increases fire damage taken by enemies like during the area of effect circle over here. But like, yeah, I thought that was like a regular attack move-ish that deals just like fire damage, you know, like how other Star Rail characters have. But yeah, this just creates like a circle radius view over here that increases fire damage against the enemy you're trying to fight over here. So like, yeah. But wow, that's actually really interesting. Never thought of that before. But like,
You won't get away. Time to twirl.
Okay.
Time for an overhaul.
But like, I really love how they start off with Himeko and Kuru because of like both of the area effect trolls and whatnot. But like, yeah. But nonetheless, let's go for the blast over here. forgot what it does exactly, but I'm pretty sure it just provides more fire damage, right? Like yeah, the molten detonation skill, right? So like yeah, deals fire damage to one enemy and minor fire damage to like the enemies around it. So yeah. Let's go for this person, but like and then just deal fire damage to the left too. But here we go.
Come one, come all.
Pretty effective, I like to say. And also the follow-up attack from the chainsaw is pretty nice. As well as the Q. But yeah, pretty nice indeed. I think that killed actually mainly because of the E ability that we did before. I'm not quite sure if that would kill, you know, if we didn't have the Circle E ability before the battle started. It might have just gotten them weak, but that was pretty cool nonetheless. But yeah, now for the third wave of enemies over here, it says we should like we want to save the ult for like the last second until someone's about to die, as I recall before. But we can just go for the blast here again, just to deal like more area effect damage area. But like
you won't get away.
Yeah, I really like the chainsaw animations. It's pretty cool, I have to say. Like yeah. Well, like I feel like the buzzsaw is even cooler, at least in my opinion. Like the follow-up attack, I do like a little more than the base attack over here. Okay, but like yeah, let's take a look at what the ultimate does over here. So heavenly flare.
Humanity never conceals its desire to control the heavens.
But yeah, this is a really cool animation. This is like that animation is like one of the reasons I kind of like one Himeko, because like her ult animation kind of reminds me of like Valorant, you know, like Brimstone's ultimate whenever he ults in Valorant, like with an Orbital Strike. But like yeah. But yeah, that is the first character trial for Himeko. Now we're going to be taking a look at the second character trial for Welt. Okay, so Welt is an agility role this time. Causes all the enemies to have their action delayed and become inflicted with slow. Okay, so delay enemies moves and whatnot. So like yeah, second part deals extra damage to enemies inflicted with slow. Ooh, that's pretty cool. And third part, it increases damage received by all enemies. Ooh, I'm not quite sure how I feel about the third part though. Like yeah, isn't increases damage received by all enemies supposed to be like a bad thing, you know? Like yeah, so we'd be like more fragile and like more weak against the enemies. But the action delayed and the extra damage when the action is delayed seems to be pretty interesting, not gonna lie. I'm not quite sure how I feel about the third part though, I like to say. Nonetheless, let's take a look at his terrain abilities. We have his regular attack, which seems to be looks to be like a nice wizard sword that he just used over there. But like yeah, that's a pretty cool dark hole attack move, I like to say. But yeah, and in pair, I'm assuming it's similar to Himeko, at least that's what it looks like in terms of the circle radius over here. Wait, let's take a look here. I forgot like yeah, the ability details. Gravity Suppression is his basic attack, deals minor damage to a single enemy. His skill, Edge of the Void, deals minor damage to a single enemy. This attack can like bounce 3 times with a chance of slowing to hit enemies. So I think the skill is like better to be used more consecutively rather than like separately and whatnot. But like yeah. Synthetic Black Hole is his ultimate, deals imaginary damage to all enemies with a high chance of imprisoning them. So this is like where his imprison state comes from. Time Distortion is his talent. When hitting a slowed enemy, additionally deals minor imaginary additional damage. Okay, like yeah, this is the part in which deal more damage to slowed enemies over here. Like yeah, so definitely want to combine these two, I think. Well, like as well as the Edge of the Void. And yeah, the gravitational imprisonment creates a dimension. Enemies in this dimension have their movement speed reduced. Okay, so like yeah, similar to Himeko. After entering combat with enemies in the dimension, there's a high chance for the enemies to become imprisoned. He seems to be more of like a slow down character, I guess, you know, of just wanting to slow down enemies and slow down the moves, as mentioned from the description. But like, yeah, he seems to be a pretty cool support character. I'm not too sure like how well, you know, Welt would go alongside with like other characters per se, but it's probably because I'm just like not too familiar with the speed mechanics as much. But like nonetheless, let's just head on over and fight the
Enemy ahead.
I didn't know he would like you know, see us. Like, yeah, so I don't know if we can use our impair ability when fighting him, but like, yeah, let's just try to sneak around and fight him there. Like, yeah, there you go. Compared to the Silverman God from before. But like, yeah. Okay, but like, yeah, this is the imprisonment over here. It has like a little bit of a vortex yellow thing around all enemies here.
Let's begin.
Okay, Welt over here. Let's try bounce for now. Yeah, bounce is to slow the enemies, and single target is just for a regular minor damage and whatnot. So like, yeah, I'm assuming these are like the same amounts of damage, I'm pretty sure. It's just that bounce has that effect of slowing down enemies. But I mean, these enemies are already slowed, so let's take a look at a single attack first to see how it looks like. But yeah.
Time for a shot.
Not too bad. But it seems that the imprisonment radius from before we started the battle only like lasts for 1 turn. Still not bad though, but I was surprised that it only like lasts for 1 turn compared to Himeko, which I thought that lasted like a little bit longer and whatnot. Like, yeah.
Leave it to me.
But now let's try out the bounce techniques since all the enemies are not slowed anymore. See how this goes.
Calm your body and mind.
Ooh, that's a pretty cool animation. It marked like a X as well. Like, yeah, X marks the spot. Okay, but now let's take a look at his ultimate. Yeah, deals damage to all enemies with a high chance of imprisoning them. So, yeah, damage plus bounce. So I guess like a bigger bounce per se. But let's take a look over here nonetheless.
You know nothing of the weight behind this power.
Ooh, okay. Very menacing, I like to say. But yeah, let's go for the central guy over here.
Witness the stars shatter before you. Survive.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Like, that's a pretty cool animation, not gonna lie. Like, yeah, it looks like he just like, you know, imprisoned them into like a black hole and whatnot. Like, literally what he did that time. So like, yeah. I kind of like the Himeko animation a little bit more than Welt's animation, I like to say, with the orbital strike. But Welt's animation looks to be pretty cool as well, I like to say. Like, yeah, I really like the animation that they provided here.
I won't go easy on you.
Let's go for it again, actually.
You know nothing of the weight behind this power. Witness the stars shatter before you.
Ooh, witness the stars shatter before you.
There is no other choice.
Very strong indeed, but like, yeah. Okay, let's just finish him and go move on to the next one over here. But like, dang, Welt's ultimate actually kind of reminds me of Mona's ultimate in some sort of ways. Like, you know, how they both like summon like a galaxy, I guess. Except Welt is more of like summon a like a black hole, and Mona's ultimate summons like a galaxy instead. But that's a pretty cool trial, I like to say, for like Welt and whatnot. So like, yeah. Nonetheless, moving on to the third character try we have over here, Bronya. She is a harmony role over here, and I think she's also like a lot of people's most wanted standard 5-star character, including mine. So like, yeah, so I'm actually kind of really looking forward to doing this character try here. But yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at Bronya character try here. Okay. First trait allows a single ally to immediately take action and increases their damage. So provides a bit more of a speed buff, I think. Increases attack and crit damage of all allies, so that's pretty nice. And it also dispels a debuff from a single ally as well. So like, yeah. Okay, so she's kind of like a jack of all trades when it comes to like a support role, I think. First one kind of like increases speed and also increases their damage. The second part increases both their attack and crit damage, and the third part is like getting rid of a debuff from a single ally and whatnot. So like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I can see why Bronya is like super powerful in the Star Rail over here. Like, yeah, since she really provides like a lot of versatility when it comes to like supporting new characters and whatnot. But like, yeah. But yeah, let's take a look at her terrain abilities over here. So left click. Ooh, left click shoots a gun. Like, that's pretty cool. I didn't know about that before. Like, yeah. Let's see that again. Actually, like, yeah, let's try to check out the this thing over here, but try to like, you know, show the gun as well, I guess, if you can. But like, dang, that's pretty cool. She like shoots like a M1 Garand rifle or something like that. Like, yeah, it's actually really like noblesome, I like to say. But yeah. And like her E support,
Show your courage.
okay, so her E support like pulls up a flag in which it gives like all characters
Show
like an
your
attack
courage.
boost, it seems like, or at least I think. Well, let's take a look at the ability details over here actually. So like, yeah. Yeah, the Wind Rider bullet deals minor damage to a single enemy. A skill that dispels one debuff from a single ally, increases the damage they deal, and allows them to immediately take action. So like her combat redeployment is mainly like support ability, it seems like, rather than an attack ability as the basic attack over here. Her ultimate, the Bellabog March, increases attack and crit damage of all allies. The talent is called Leading the Way. After this character uses her basic attack, the next action will be advanced forward. I'm not quite sure what advance forward's supposed to mean. Oh, I think it just means that maybe it provides like an extra move for Bronya and whatnot, like, yeah, in terms of her talent. And her technique over here, Banner of Command, after this character uses this technique, increases all allies' attack at the start of the next battle over here. So like, yeah, so it was an attack buff for like every ally we have over here, I like to say. Nonetheless, let's just cut on over here and fight the board ranger over here. Okay.
You'll pay for this.
But yeah, let's just go for the support ability first, since we have like all skill points and whatnot. I kind of want to use it on Bronya. I'm not gonna lie, like, yeah, to buff her moves. After all, she is the showcase of the star here, so
It's now or never. Fight with me.
Ooh, okay, that was a pretty cool animation. Very leadersome as well, I like to say, but like, yeah. Okay, but now let's take a look at what her regular attack does over here. Okay, so regular attack just like shoots a gun and whatnot, so like, yeah, kind of like the same thing with
You're in match.
Natasha over here, just like shoots the gun.
This battle is unavoidable.
Let's try to use it on a different character instead, the support ability like Dun Hunt, since
Time is now. Lend
you know,
me your
he's the
strength.
main DPS here. Ooh, I feel like her second animation was a bit different. Oh yeah, it is different because like, yeah, the first animation we used it on herself, right? And the second animation we used it on one of our allies. So like, that's actually really cool, you know, how they have like different animations for like, you know, different type of support roles that she does. Like, yeah. Nonetheless, let's take a look at what her ultimate is like over here.
We've entered the storm.
The Bellabog March. Oh, the Saints be marching on over here, but yeah,
To guard and defend. Crush them!
Dang, that's pretty cool. Like, yeah, I really like the background animation they had over there, like her soldiers, especially during the beginning of the background. Like, yeah, kind of reminds me like a lot of like history that she has, I guess, in some sort of ways. And like towards the end of her ult, it seemed like it really reminded me of like a Mona ult, or not Mona, but like an Aster ult, in which it was like really flashy towards the end. But like, yeah, I thought that's like a really
Don't
cool
hesitate.
ultimate that time, not gonna lie. Like, But yeah, Bronya is mainly there for a support character overall, at least I think. But I don't know if it like supports stacks and whatnot
It's now
for
or never.
Bronya, but
Fight with me.
if it does, you know, you can
Step aside.
probably have
have
Bronya
no
as like a
interest in
DPS in some sort of ways as well. Knowing, you know, like her support ability like buffs her attack as well, I think. But like, yeah.
There's always a weakness.
Well, yeah, let's just finish off the bad guy over here and move on to the next character try over here. But
Evil doer.
yeah, I still like to say that Bronya is still my favorite standard 5-star character, I think, overall. But like, yeah. Okay, nonetheless, moving on to the fourth standard 5-star character we have over here, Gepard. Has the role of preservation at this time, and also the captain of this main guard. But like, yeah, without further ado, let's take a look and see how Gepard performs over here. But yeah. So yeah, Gepard provides a shield to all allies in terms of his preservation role. Can apply freeze to enemies, it seems like. And receiving a killing blow for the first time in the battle will not result in being downed. Oh, okay. I think that's like only applies to him though. If Gepard faints, he won't be down, but if your other characters faints, then like they'll still be down and whatnot. So like, yeah.
Na 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 na.
But yeah, let's take a look at what his ability details are first. Fist of Conviction seems to be like a basic attack of dealing minor ice damage. His skill, Daunting Smite, deals ice damage to a single enemy with a chance of also freezing them. Okay, so I guess that's where like one of his freeze traits come from. Ultimate provides a shield to all allies. Okay, that's pretty nice. And like his talent is when struck by a killing blow, instead of being knocked down, it immediately restores HP. So like yeah, like one self-revive. And Commandery is his technique. After this character uses technique, all allies gain shield at the start of the next battle. Oh wow, that's actually pretty nice as well. So like another like a defensive buff ability we have over here. But like I like to say that Gepard's ability is a bit better than you know, the offensive characters that we had before and whatnot, since I do think that defense is a little bit more important than offense when it comes to playing through Honkai Star Rail, since you cannot really like dodge moves, you know, in this game as much as like in Genshin per se. Nonetheless, let's take a look at his terrain abilities over here. So basic attack seems to be like an ice punch. Well, like yeah, a nice little ice punch over here. Ice Falcon punch. His defense ability,
I'm with you.
okay, so his defense ability is just casts like a basic shield, it seems like. I wish it was kind of like bigger though, not gonna lie, you know, like how the other character trials were before. But yeah, without further ado, let's just hop into battle over here. Like yeah. Okay, let's take a look at what his Imperial ability does first, in terms of regards to his freeze over here. But yeah. Okay, it didn't froze that time, but I'm assuming it's just like a chance ability and whatnot. But nonetheless, let's take a look at his single target move this time.
The die is cast.
Okay, not as flashy as the, you know, his skill attack, but still kind of cool regardless. Like a basic regular attack.
Haven't learned your lesson.
But yeah, now we take a look at his ultimate
Name
over
of
here.
Landau.
Ooh, he has a big fist over here, but yeah. Alright, nonetheless.
Years of cold hardens the will. We shall never fall.
Oh, okay. So he like summons like an iceberg to like protect his allies and whatnot. Not gonna lie, it kind of reminds me of like Mirror Wall, you know, like from Yu-Gi-Oh! But I like to say that's like a pretty cool ice animation regardless and whatnot. So like yeah, Oh, but now we froze him this time. Okay, I wasn't really expected that, but like only for like a brief second that time, so like whoops. Well yeah, let's just finish off the bad guy over here and perhaps move on to the next tryout that we have. Okay, moving on to the fifth standard character we have is Clara. She is a Path of Destruction. I'm kind of looking forward to this character try here as well. I like to say like, yeah, since Clara kind of reminds me a lot like Klee in some sort of ways. But yeah, without further ado, let's move on to the fifth character try that we have for Clara and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, so Clara over here. First, she can counter enemy attacks. She also deals extra damage to enemies that have attacked this character, and can also decrease damage received by this character. Oh, okay, so she seems to do more damage like the more she's attacked for some reason. Like, yeah, not entirely quite sure how I feel about that though, because survival is important for, you know, Star Rails, and plus it's like a downside of unleashing Clara's full potential by having her like get attacked and whatnot. She kind of reminds me a little bit of Hu Tao, I guess, in some sort of ways, you know, like in which Hu Tao does more damage the lower HP she is. But yeah, let's take a look at her ability details over here. Like basic attack, I want to help. Oh, so cute. It deals minor physical damage to a single enemy. And her skill, Sfog, watches over you, deals physical damage to all enemies, and like additionally deals physical damage to targets with marks of count over here. Okay. Ultimate, Promise Not Command, reduces damage received, increases chance to be attacked by enemies, and enhances counters. Okay, but so like her ultimate reduces damage, but also like I guess lessens the chance of like your other allies to be attacked and whatnot. Like, yeah, interesting. Her talent is because we're family. Damage received from enemy attack is reduced. Enemies who attack Clara will be marked with a markup counter. Oh, okay, so this is where the markup counter really came from. Like, yeah, and met with Fog's counter, dealing physical damage. So it's like nice more counter moves. And like her technique over here is a small price for victory. Attacks to enemy after entering battle. This character's chance of being attacked by enemies increases. Okay, so like yeah. But like yeah, let's take a look at what her terrain actions are like. So her left click. Let's take a look at what we have over here. Oh, okay. I wasn't expecting like a robot to appear that time for like a regular attack. Like, yeah, wow, that's actually kind of like a frightening, you know, basic attack as well. Like, yeah, it just summons Fog, you know, to like punch and like Clara just becomes scared. Her E ability. Okay, her E ability is kind of like the same thing, except it makes Fog like fire like a missile instead, like I say. But like, yeah. Well, yeah, without further ado, let's move on to the next enemy over here and let Clara take the show over here. Well, yeah. Okay, I also realized that she also attacked like literally every one of the enemies over here. Like, yeah, before we were able to get to her move selection screen. Like, yeah, since the counter abilities over here. But nonetheless, let's take a look at her area effect and see how it works. But oh, okay, so these are all the markers that are indicated on top of their heads over here. Like, yeah,
Time to do
interesting. But let's see how it looks like over here.
Annihilation.
Ooh, okay, so it looks like a missile barrage. Like, that's pretty cool.
Okay.
And like, yeah, this is the counter yeah, counter attack we have. But nonetheless, let's take a look at our single target to see what it looks like. Okay, looks to be like a regular punch. I'll just say like, yeah, a falcon punch. But now let's take a look at her ultimate to see how
I
it
want to
looks
protect
like.
everyone too.
Oh my gosh, she looks so scared. Like, oh my gosh, like, wow. But like, yeah, so innocent and cute. But let's take a look over here. But yeah.
Help me, Mr. Frog.
This is so sad. but I'm not quite sure how I feel about Clara. Not gonna lie, I feel like Clara, even though it's similar-ish to Klee in terms of like cuteness, I guess, as well as, you know, aesthetics, but like I feel like they have like entirely like different personalities. Like Clara's more of like the really shy person, you know, and like really scared person, while Klee is like the more joyful person and like the really brave honorary Spark Knight and whatnot. But like yeah. But yeah, I think this will finish it off, right? Yeah, because of the counter attack over here. But that was a pretty interesting character trial to say, like, Okay, nonetheless, moving on to the fifth character trial we have over here is Yanqing. He is classified as the Hunt category. But like, yeah, without further ado, let's take a look at see what Yanqing has to offer us over here and whatnot. But like, yeah. Okay, so while Yanqing is unharmed, grants continual increase of this character's crit rate and crit damage. And after the skill is used, all attacks from this character have a chance of triggering a follow attack. Oh, okay, interesting. So like, yeah, Yanqing is kind of like an opposite role-ish to Clara, I think. Like, yeah, in terms of that, you know, you want Yanqing to avoid taking damage, while Clara, you kind of like want Clara to take more damage. That way his fall can like provide like more counter attacks and whatnot. But yeah, I didn't know about how Yanqing's like kind of like the complete opposite of Clara, it seems like. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. I feel like Clara overall is better than Yanqing, mainly because, you know, it's like harder to avoid enemy attacks in this game compared to like Genshin and whatnot. But yeah, let's take a look at its ability details over here. His basic attack is called Frost Throne, deals minor ice damage to a single enemy. Character skill deals ice damage to a single enemy and activates the Soul Steel Sync. Not quite sure what this is supposed to mean, but I'm assuming it's like a buff and whatnot. Its ultimate emits the Raining Bliss, increases Yanqing's crit rate, enhances the Soul Steel Sync, and deals massive ice damage to a single enemy. I think Soul Steel Think is like probably just like his sword and whatnot. Nonetheless, okay, one with a sword, talent. Doing Soul Steel Sync reduces the chance of this character's being attacked and increases their crit rate and crit damage. After attacking an enemy, there's a chance of launching a follow-up attack, dealing ice damage with a chance to freeze the target. Soul Steel Sync will be removed after this character receives damage. So I think this is where Soul Steel Sync mainly came from. And his technique is called the One True Sword. After this character uses technique at the start of the next battle, increases the damage dealt by this character to enemy targets whose HP is like 50% or higher and whatnot. So like yeah, so just a basic attack boost to like stronger enemies over here. But yeah, before heading in, let's take a look at his terrain abilities. His left click sword. Let's see what it looks like over here. Oh, I thought he would like pull out a sword, you know, to like slash enemies and whatnot. Like yeah, I didn't know he'll like, you know, like shoot swords, you know, from him and whatnot. Like that's actually really cool. It kind of reminds me of like ice shards in some sort of ways, you know, except like sword ice shards instead. But like yeah, I wasn't expecting that. And his enhanced ability, I'm pretty sure is just like a damage boost over here, which kind of reminds me of like Shincho's ultimate whenever he's in his rain cutter, but like nonetheless pretty cool. Okay, but with Yanqing, let's take a look at the single target over here.
Strike with heart. You have the worst
Ooh,
luck
I feel like
running into
Yanqing has like one of the coolest E animations, I think. Like yeah, just like him just like magically, you know, spawning swords within him, and as well as like an arc formation. I find it to be like really cool and whatnot. So like yeah. Okay, but nonetheless, let's just take a look at his regular single target attack over here. Ooh. Oh, so I think that's where his like E ability came from. Like yeah, the follow-up attack, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, his regular attack seems to be pretty cool as well. I wasn't expecting it to be like flashy, you know, like I thought it was just like a regular like, you know, ice attack, but actually added some like, you know, nice ice flash animations at the end. But yeah, let's take a look at his ultimate ability right now.
Practice is over.
Okay.
Swords descend.
Ooh, okay. That was pretty cool. Very majestic in some sort of ways as well. But like, yeah, in terms of him just providing like so many swords behind his back and just like slashing them onto his foe. But like, that was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, Yanqing was very unexpected, I think, when it comes to his abilities. I wasn't expecting it to be like, you know, that flashy and whatnot. Like, yeah, especially with his swords abilities over here. But like, yeah, that's a pretty cool character trial we have over here. Okay, but nonetheless, moving on to the last character trial we have over here is Bailu. She is the Path of Abundance. I kind of know what she mostly does. I'm not gonna lie, because she was like my very first ever 5-star in Honkai Star Rail. But I will be trying to like give my best expressions of her. But like, yeah, Bailu is a healer. She kind of reminds me of Chi-Chi in some sort of ways. But without further ado, let's move on to her character trial over here. So she only has 2 abilities this time though, compared to the 3 abilities that the other character trial characters had before. So like her first ability says immediately heals allies who have been dealt a killing blow. And the second part, she provides a healing mark that immediately restores HP when allies take damage and whatnot. So like yeah. So yeah, the first part is there to like revive someone when an ally has been downed and whatnot. Kind of like C6 Barbara, I think, in Genshin, which revives a down character as well. And healing mark, I'm not too sure exactly what that detail's supposed to be for, but I think that's just an indicator of like which allies need like more assistance when it comes to healing, I believe. But like yeah. But yeah, let's take a look at her ability details first. She has a basic attack of a kick, deals minor lightning damage to a single enemy, which actually seems to be major damage. I'm not gonna lie, because I feel like majority of the time I use Bailu in terms of trying to like finish it off an enemy, like it always like finishes them off, you know, with the kick. So like yeah, I had like a lot of battles in which Bailu just like ends the battle with her kick. Her skill is called Singing Among Clouds. restores HP for single allies, then like heals random allies. So a little bit of RNG based. Her ultimate, Felicitas, I don't know how to pronounce that. Her ultimate, Felicitas Thunder Leap, restores HP for all allies and grants them invigoration, or prolongs the duration of their invigoration. Not quite sure what the invigoration is supposed to be for, but oh, it's a talent. Okay, I think like yeah. When an ally with invigoration is attacked, restores HP for the ally. When an ally suffers a killing blow, Bailu immediately restores the HP. This effect can only trigger one time per battle. So like yeah, basically like a free revive, kind of like C6 Barbara. And her technique, after this character uses technique at the start of the next battle, all allies are granted. Oh, okay, so I think this is what invigoration is supposed to be like for her technique and whatnot. But before heading into the battle, let's take a look at her terrain abilities. Her left click is like a dragon tail kick, I'm pretty sure, as mentioned from the ability details over here. So like yeah, like a little swirl dragon tail kick. She says haha as well. But like yeah. And her restore is
A little something for everyone.
yeah, her invigoration ability and whatnot, like yeah, and I believe it also restores some HP, but I'm not entirely quite sure about that. Like yeah, but I might have recalled that it might have restored some HP in before battle, I think. But yeah, with Bailu, she attacks and she heals, mainly heals, I like to say, but we can like try to restore some HP to Dunhun over here. Nice little shaky water animation over here, but yeah. Okay, and her single attack, it just provides like a little like nice kick animation. Electrifying kick animation, by the way, but yeah. But yeah, let's take a look at her ultimate now that we have like the characters kind of like less HP for over here, but like yeah.
Time to show you.
Huh?
What's in your prescription?
Well, like yeah, I mean, I already know what her ultimate is, but I do find it really cool, you know, how she kind of like summons like a mermaid of fish and whatnot. I like to say, like yeah, like a swarm of fishies. But yeah, without further ado, let's finish off the last enemy with the kick over here. But like yeah. Well, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my initial impressions and reactions to all the standard 5-star character trials in Honkai Star Rail we have over here. If I do decide to add more standard characters in Honkai Star Rail, I might decide to make like a separate video for giving my initial thoughts and reactions for that as well. I do think Bronya, I still think I want the most overall out of all the other 5-star standard characters I don't have yet. Second will probably be maybe Gepard, I like to say. And my third most wanted, I like to say, will probably be Yanqing, I think. But actually, as a gift for those that might be still watching the YouTube video, let's do like a little 10 pull over here and whatnot. So like, yeah. Really don't know what pity I am because I don't really keep track of pity that much, but I know I have pulled on standard banner for quite a bit already and have yet to get a 5-star, I think. So hopefully we get something good, maybe. But nonetheless, without further ado, let's see what we have over here. Okay, like yeah. Ooh, okay, it doesn't seem to be any special. Sorry guys. Like yeah. But let's see what we get over here though, just out of curiosity. See if it's any good, and if it is good, then maybe we can go for the second 10 pull. Like yeah. But so far, nothing too exciting, I think, at the moment. Not too sure. Oh, we got a character though, Sampo. So a Sampo Eidolon, plus more Starlight over here. That's kind of nice. So it's nice to have extra 4-star characters over here. Like, yeah. But this will be the time though, okay? This will be the time. Well, like, yeah. Ooh, okay. I tried. But let's see though. I'll be happy for another character, honestly. Like, characters I feel like are more worthwhile getting than light cones, I think. Like, yeah. But that's just in my personal preference. Okay. Oh, I do have this light cone already, but I mean, it's a good light cone. Like, yeah, the swordplay is a pretty solid light cone for hunt characters and whatnot, like done hunt per se, but like But anything else around you though? No. Okay, probably not the best pause, but I did do pause for you. One more time. One more time. Okay. Well, like, yeah. Well, like, yeah. Well, like, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my first initial reaction and impressions of the Honkai Star Rail characters we have over here. Hope to see you on the next one, and if you're interested, I do stream on Twitch for Honkai Star Rail as well as Genshin, so if you're interested, link will be in the description below. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great rest of the day, and yeah, hope to see you guys on the next video then. Bye!